10,000 steps can be a useful goal, but it does not tell you how hard your heart worked, whether your muscles got stronger, or whether your balance improved. The real healthy aging upgrade may begin with just 10 purposeful minutes. That does not mean walking is a waste of time. Far from it. Large studies consistently connect more daily steps with lower risks of cardiovascular disease and premature death. The problem is treating one round number as a complete prescription. 10,000 steps began as a memorable target, not a biological switch that flips from unhealthy to healthy. Research in adults over 60 often finds substantial benefit below that number. And a large UK biobank study found that both total steps and the pace of the fastest steps mattered. The lesson is not stop counting. It is counting alone misses part of the picture. As we age, health depends on more than movement volume. We need aerobic capacity for stairs and hills, muscle for carrying and rising, and balance for staying independent. A gentle walk supports health, but it may not train every one of those systems. Think of exercise as 4 dials: movement, intensity, strength, and balance. A step tracker mostly sees the first dial. It may estimate intensity, but wrist and phone measurements are imperfect, and a high total can still come from an easy pace. Intensity means asking your body to work above its usual level. At moderate intensity, you can talk in sentences, but probably cannot sing. At vigorous intensity, breathing is deeper and faster, and saying more than a few words becomes difficult. You do not need a smartwatch to notice that difference. Why does this matter? Your heart has to pump more blood. Your working muscles demand more oxygen. Over time, repeated challenge can improve cardiorespiratory fitness, the ability of the heart, lungs, blood vessels, and muscles to deliver and use oxygen. That fitness is strongly connected with function and long-term health. A short burst can create a meaningful training signal because intensity raises demand quickly. Climbing stairs, walking a hill, cycling faster, or doing repeated chair stands can move you beyond comfortable cruising. The body responds to the challenge, then adapts during recovery. This is the idea behind exercise snacks: brief bouts separated across the day. In small randomized trials, short stair climbing or bodyweight sessions improved cardiorespiratory fitness in inactive adults. The sessions were not magical. They worked because the effort was purposeful, repeated, and progressive. Observational research adds an intriguing signal. A Nature Medicine study followed more than 25,000 adults who reported no structured exercise. Participants who accumulated a few 1 to 2 minute bursts of vigorous lifestyle activity, things such as fast stair climbing or carrying loads, had lower mortality rates than participants with none. The important phrase is "were associated with." This was not a trial assigning people to live longer. Healthier people may move differently, and no statistical adjustment can remove every hidden difference. The evidence supports a practical message, not a miracle claim. Brief, vigorous activity can improve fitness and is associated with better long-term outcomes. But 10 minutes is best understood as a doorway into a fuller plan, not a substitute for everything else. Current public health guidance still recommends a weekly total, for most adults, 150 to 300 minutes of moderate aerobic activity, or 75 to 150 minutes of vigorous activity, plus muscle strengthening on at least 2 days. For older adults, the World Health Organization also emphasizes balance and strength work. That can include sit-to-stands, step-ups, heel raises, resistance bands, carrying groceries, or supervised weight training. The best plan protects both your cardiovascular system and your ability to perform daily tasks. So where do 10 purposeful minutes fit? Start with a base of comfortable movement. Then, on days when you feel well, add short periods that raise your breathing. One simple structure is a 2-minute easy warm-up, then 4 rounds of 1-minute brisk and 1-minute easy. Finish with an easy minute. That is not an all-out sprint. Brisk is relative to your current ability. You can also distribute the challenge. One brisk stair climb in the morning, one faster walk after lunch, and a set of controlled chair stands later in the day. The total matters less than creating a repeatable habit you can progress safely. Vigorous does not mean reckless. Stop if you develop chest pressure, faintness, unusual breathlessness, or a new irregular heartbeat. If you have unstable heart or lung disease, significant mobility limits, recent surgery, or medical restrictions, ask a qualified clinician how to progress. A diagnosis. The safest upgrade is gradual. If you are inactive, begin with moderate effort. Add one short interval, recover fully, and see how you feel later that day and the next morning. Increase only one variable at a time, the number of intervals, their duration, or their difficulty. Do not let a bold headline make you abandon walking. Steps help reduce sedentary time, support mood, and make activity visible. Instead, use your tracker more intelligently. Look for a few minutes when your pace clearly rises. Notice hills, stairs, and purposeful bursts. Then track strength sessions and balance practice separately, because your step total will not capture them well. Recovery matters too. Harder is not always better. Pain that changes your movement, persistent exhaustion, or declining performance are signals to adjust. Sleep, nutrition, hydration, medication effects, joint health, and heat all influence what vigorous feels like today. Here is the weekly framework. First, move most days and break up long sitting periods. Second, build toward the recommended aerobic total, using a mix of comfortable and more challenging effort. Third, train major muscle groups, at least twice a week. Fourth, if you are older or unsteady, practice balance and functional movements at least 3 days a week. And fifth, choose a 10-minute intensity upgrade you can actually repeat. Your body does not read a step count badge. It responds to the demands you practice. Keep the walks, add a little purposeful intensity, protect your strength and balance, and progress at the pace your health allows. Start with 10 minutes and build a system for life. Practical, evidence-aware health technology and healthy aging guidance. Subscribe to AI Health and Wellness Hub. This video is educational and is not a personal medical prescription.